Do you trust your wife?
Well, do you?
It's possible for you to retire for life on...
Do You Trust Your Wife? Starring Edgar Bergen, Charlie McCarthy, and Mortimer Snerd. Brought to you by the Frigidaire division of General Motors and the Frigidaire dealers of your community.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, a husband, by knowing whether to trust his wife, can possibly retire for life. Yes, our trust fund question pays $100 a week every week for an entire year. And the trust fund winner may return and keep winning an additional year's income until he's defeated. Returning to compete with tonight's winners to try for $100 a week for a second year, our policeman, Robert Van Aken, and his wife, Carol. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the star of our show, Edgar Bergen, with Effie, Klinker. Edgar and Effie, I'd like you to meet John and Ambi Dallas of Los Angeles. John comes from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and Ambi comes from Sheridan, Michigan.
Well,
good evening, folks. Well, now, John, what do you do?
Well, I'm a bus driver for the Los Angeles Transit Line.
Well, Ambi, how did you meet John?
Well, I was a passenger on his bus one night, and he threw me off, and I was quite upset about it.
Well, now, do you mean to say that you put an attractive girl off your bus there? Now, John, why would you do a thing like that?
Well, that's very simple,
Yeah.
because the simple reason she smuggled a little Chihuahua dog underneath her coat.
Oh.
And the lady passenger came up to me and told me, she said, that lady back there's got a dog on the bus.
Yes.
So I had to go back and ask her to leave.
Yes, I see.
Well, she put up an argument. Not only that, the dog tried to bite me.
Yeah. Well, now, Ambi, what happened after this inauspicious beginning?
Well, I rode his bus 3 or 4 times after that.
Yes.
And he'd say hello to me, and I wouldn't speak to him.
I don't blame you.
And we sort of had a little feud.
Yeah. Well, now, what sort of a feud was it? How did it go?
Well, I tried to get even, I'd give him $20 bills and things, but he'd always give me my change in dimes and nickels. And so finally one day he said, let's bury the hatchet. And he asked me if I'd go out to dinner with him.
Yes.
And so I said I would if he'd apologize.
Yes.
And so he apologized, and we went out to dinner.
Well, now, Ambi, how soon after this first dinner date did John propose?
Well, you see, nobody really proposed. We just sort of took it for granted.
I see.
We kept going together, and about 6 months later, we were married.
And now she's telling him where to get off you. Well, you may not believe this, handsome, but I was born on a bus, and I never saw my mother again.
Yeah.
You mean she forgot to give you the transfer? Is that the joke?
Yeah. I wish you'd keep your lips still, Bergen. The jokes are getting to the contestants before they come to me.
John, what annoys bus drivers the most?
Well, there's 2 things. One of them is trying to get the people to go to the back end of the bus.
They just won't do that.
They just won't do it. Now, I always tell them, I say, please, folks, kindly move to the back end of the bus. They never seem to go, so I finally say, you're not listening. Everybody inhale once and push.
Well, you certainly do have an interesting job. And now we know a little bit about the problems that a bus driver has, don't we?
Yes, we certainly do. And before I go, I must tell you this. The other day I was riding a bus in Hollywood, see? And the bus lurched, you know how crazy those drivers are. And a good-looking man, he fell in my lap, see?
Yes, what did you do?
Well, I told him, I'll just give you until Pasadena to get off.
Well, it's been nice chatting with you now. In just a moment, we'll give you a chance to play Do You Trust Your Wife? First, a message from Frigidaire.
A place for everything, and everything in its place. That's the rule for Chip, Alice, Timmy, Danny, and Charlie Dowdy. That's the rule for their mother, too, and a mighty useful one it is.
A place for everything. That sure helps around my kitchen. Everything in its place. That's easy. With my Frigidaire cold pantry.
So true, Mrs. Dowdy. In your Frigidaire cold pantry, there's a place for all your foods. Fresh and frozen, canned, bottled, and wrapped, new bought and leftover. They're all right there, and they're all at your fingertips. Let's start with the most ingenious door in any refrigerator. It has special places for bottles, spreadable butter, cheeses, even leftovers, and a big picture window hydrator for fruits and vegetables. It tilts down to show you your supply at a glance. And it also lifts out, so you can take it over to the sink when there's a fresh supply to be washed and put away. But that's just the door. Think of all you can store in here on these big firm shelves that roll all the way out to you, so you can get at the food in back without moving anything in front. And how about your frozen things? Oh, yes, there's a place for them, too, in this big, big food freezer. Even your ice cubes have a special place for storage, right here. And watch how they get there. You just take out a tray, turn it over, and push. You get a shower of ice cubes, all frosty dry and ready to use. See all the wonderful ideas in this Frigidaire cold pantry at your own Frigidaire dealers. It's further proof you get the best when you buy Frigidaire, built and backed by General Motors.
Mr. and Mrs. Dallas, you can win up to $1,200 in cash on your way to our trust fund question. Your first correct answer is worth $100. Your second, $200. Your third, $300. Edgar, there are the Dallas's questions.
Will you both please go to the board? This is a question that shows us what you know about your wife. John, what is the maximum speed at which your wife would drive the car on a straight stretch of good open road where there is no speed limit? We'll allow 5 miles either way. And now, Ambi, what is the fastest you'd actually drive?
Well, he rode 65. She's going faster than that, 75 miles per hour for her.
That's all.
So, I'm afraid that you missed that first question, so your next correct answer will still be worth $100.
The subject of your second question is meaning of words. Do you trust your wife on that?
I trust my wife.
If you were to meet a mesmerist, would he be a memory expert, a hypnotist, or a religious fanatic?
A hypnotist.
He would be a hypnotist.
You now have $100. Your next correct answer will be worth $200.
The subject of your third question is U.S. government. Do you trust your wife?
I trust my wife.
Only one crime is defined in the Constitution of the United States. What is it?
Would that be treason?
Treason is right.
Edgar, Mr. and Mrs. Dallas have won $300, and they may now risk all of it, none of it, or part of it on our board question. But if you lose, what you risked will be deducted from what you already have won. And remember, tonight's top winner competes with our winner from last week for our trust fund question of $100 a week, every week for an entire year.
And remember, the more the question is worth, the harder it is. Do you wish to select a category?
We'll try 200.
200. And do you trust yourself, or do you trust your wife?
I trust my wife.
Well, good for you. Lakes and rivers. 2 major rivers flow into the Mississippi River. One is the Ohio. What is the name of the other?
The Arkansas.
It was the Missouri. Yes, you knew
And the
it.
Dallases have a grand total of $100. And now here's Edgar Bergen with Mortimer Snerd. Mortimer.
That's me, sir.
Here are Robert and Doris Kingsley of Los Angeles.
Welcome to our show, Mr. and Mrs. Kingsley. Now, how long have you folks been married?
We've been married 19 years.
Mr. Kingsley, what do you do for a living?
I'm Dean of the School of Law, University of Southern California.
Well, this is certainly an honor to have you with us. The USC Law School. That's one of the best in the country.
Oh, he's a dean?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Which one is he? A Dizzy Dean?
Oh, no.
Daffy Dean?
No, Mortimer. He's dean at USC. It's an institution of higher learning.
Well, now, that's a coincidence.
Yeah.
Just the other day, somebody said something about I should go to an institution.
Yeah, well, there you are. Yeah. Dean, where are you from originally?
I'm born in Cedar Falls, Iowa.
And Doris, where were you from?
I was born in Iran.
Iran? My goodness. Well, now, that is unusual. Why Iran?
Well, my usual answer to that, Mr. Bergen, is because at that time it was most convenient for my mother.
And you want to be near her. Yeah. Dean, do you also teach at the university?
Yes, for a good many years I taught both criminal law and domestic relations, but the last few years they just let me teach domestic relations.
I see. Well, Dean, perhaps you could explain to Mortimer just exactly now what we're talking about, law and court. Court procedure, what a court is?
Well, perhaps there's one in the books that might serve.
I'll accept that one, yeah.
Well, they say that a court is a judicial body assembled under federal or state law for the purpose of bringing about sociological equality through primary method.
That's enough. Thank you very much.
Now, Dean, how long have you been teaching at the university?
Well, I came there in September 1928.
28, yeah.
Well, a fella, I live in Snerdville, see? And we had a fella there that went to one of them there kind of law schools,
Yeah. Did he do all right? Did he learn anything?
I guess he must have, yeah. When he graduated, he sued the college and got his tuition back. Yeah.
Well, Dean, I imagine that as an eminent legal mind, your friends sort of like to corner you in the room and probably pump a little free information, free advice. Is that true?
Oh, once in a while that does happen. And I do a certain amount of official advising. I have the privilege to be one of 5 people on what's called the Advisory Board on Contract Appeals for the Atomic Energy Commission. That means if a contractor has a beef against the commission, we try to settle it. And then I'm secretary of the Los Angeles Civic Light Opera Association, and that lets me get a little bit of entertainment business.
Yes. Well, do you have much occasion to go into the courts on any cases?
No, I'm not a trial lawyer.
I see.
Well, it's just as I tell you, I was in a court once, and I shouldn't have done it now. I got everybody so confused in there that they sent the judge up for 10 years.
Well, you certainly are an interesting couple, and it's been our pleasure to have you with us this evening. Now we're going to play Do You Trust Your Wife?
Well, I think I'll go now, yes. Good luck on that there money.
Mr. and Mrs. Kingsley, you can win up to $1,200 in cash on your way to our trust fund question. Your first correct answer is worth $100. And there are the Kingsley's questions, Edgar.
I had so much trouble staying in college, I would kind of enjoy flunking you. Will you please go to the board? We want to see how much you know about your wife. Dean, if your wife were annoyed at the theater by someone who talked constantly during the show, would she suffer in silence, move to another seat, or ask the person to be quiet? Now, you just write down suffer, move, or ask. And Mrs. Kingsley, you write what you think you would do. Suffer, move, or ask.
and she wrote suffer. So I'm afraid you have missed the first question, but your first correct answer will still be worth $100.
The subject of your second question is meaning of words. Do you trust your wife? Or do you trust yourself?
I'll trust myself on that.
If somebody gave you a balalaika, would you have a foreign camera, a Polynesian melon, or a string musical instrument?
I think I'd have a musical instrument.
Yes, you would.
You now have $100. Your next correct answer will be worth $200.
The subject of your third question is U.S. government. Do you trust your wife?
I guess maybe I better stick with that.
Under what federal department is the Weather Bureau?
Agriculture.
It's the Department of Commerce. You'd have been right up to 1940. That was the year the Weather Bureau was transferred from the Department of Agriculture to Commerce.
Mr. and Mrs. Kingsley have won $100, and they may now choose to risk all of it or none of it on our board question.
Well, remember, the more the question is worth, but you have your choice of one question there, and the thing is...
we'll take it.
Yes. Do you trust yourself or do you trust your wife?
Well, I'll keep trying.
All right, it's history. What was the last major war in which this country fought England?
1812.
1812 is right.
And the Kingsleys have a grand total of $200. And now, here's Edgar Bergen with Charlie McCarthy. Well, Edgar and Charlie here are Hal and May Beam. Hal hails from Portland, Oregon. May is from San Francisco, and they now make their home in Los Angeles.
Well, Hal and May, it's very nice to meet you both. Hal, what sort of work do you do?
I sell lithography.
Oh, I see, lithography. And May, are you a housewife?
Yes, I am now.
Uh-huh.
We are fortunate enough to have adopted a beautiful 6-month-old baby girl.
I see. What attracted you there? What was there about Hal that attracted you to him?
Oh, possibly his very pleasant smile and his thick, dark, curly hair.
Don't look now, but a little of it has curled up and died.
All right. Hal, what's new in the lithography business these days?
Well, not much, Mr. Bergen, except that business is very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good that it gives me some spare time to spend on a couple of things I like to do, like the Advertising Club and Operation Peanuts.
Operation Peanuts?
Sounds like a shell game.
No. No, what exactly is Operation Peanuts?
Half a dozen men from the Advertising Club got together and formed this little investment group. We did it as kind of a lark.
Sounds like it's for the birds. Yeah, all right, yeah.
We back ideas and gimmicks from inventors that are presented to us at monthly meetings. We give them a little financial help or ideas. We're supposed to make one legitimate investment every month. But if we don't make a legitimate investment, we invest in a project of our own.
Like what would that be?
Oh, a great spiritual force like the Santa Anita racetrack.
For a minute, I thought you might do something foolish.
Well, now, I find this particularly interesting because I go in for little investments myself, don't I?
Yes, you do. And you're looking at your best one right here.
Yes, I know. Of course, I've made some bad ones in my time, too. I think that's part of the fun. Like the time I invested in a gold mine, and I couldn't get the gold out.
Yeah, and then you invested in a lead mine, and...
Yeah. Well, now, could you tell us about some of the inventions that were brought to you during the existence of this Operation Peanuts?
Well, yes. One gentleman presented a spot remover.
Mm-hmm.
It removed the spots, and it also removed the better part of a sleeve and a $75 sport coat of one of the members.
Well, have you had any other interesting gadgets presented to you that we should cover now?
Yes. Another gentleman presented a 16-way can opener.
A 16-way can opener, yeah.
With rather embarrassing results. He cut his thumb while he was demonstrating it to the organization.
Well, then that makes it a 17-way opener.
Yes, it does. And then one gentleman recently came up with an idea to make dresses out of cellophane.
Now, there is something to look into.
No, all right. Yeah. Well, May, do you ever get involved with Operations Peanuts?
Very little. I've just typed minutes of the meetings for them, and I demonstrated an exercise machine which catapulted me across the room and blacked my eye and skinned my nose.
Then it wasn't a complete waste of time, was it?
Well, did the club ever turn down anything that became successful that you guessed wrong on?
Unfortunately, yes, Mr. Bergen. One gentleman came to us with a very fine idea for secondary oil recovery. But we took so long while we were considering it, he found another backer, and now they have 24 producing oil wells.
Yeah, I see. Well, that's very interesting, and it's been real fun talking to both of you. Now let's see how you can do with the project that we call Do You Trust Your Wife? But first, here's how to live modern.
Yes, here's how.
Miss Agatha, do you mind if I light a cigarette?
Why don't you live modern? Have an L&M.
Enjoy the full, exciting flavor of modern living. Smoke L&M through the modern miracle of L&M's Pure White Miracle Tip. Pure white inside, pure white outside, comes full and exciting tobacco flavor. L&M tastes richer, smokes cleaner, draws easier. So light up, free up, let your taste come alive.
Make today your big red letter day and start to live the modern way. Live, live, live modern. Get L&M today.
Mr. and Mrs. Beam, you can win up to $1,200 in cash on your way to our trust fund question. Your first correct answer is worth $100. Edgar, here are the Beam's questions.
Thank you. Will you go to the board, please? This question will show us how much you know about your wife. Hal, we want you to write down the size of your wife's gloves. We'll accept only the exact answer. And now, May, what is your actual glove size?
You wrote 6.5 and she wrote 6.5. You now have $100. Your next correct answer will be worth $200.
The subject of your second question is meaning of words. Do you trust your wife?
I'll trust my wife.
If you had a case of acrophobia, would you be afraid of water, afraid of high places, or be subject to stage fright? Afraid of water, afraid of...
Stage fright.
No, the answer is afraid of high places, acrophobia.
Well, the Beams missed their second question, but they still have that $100 they won on their first, and their next correct answer will still be worth $200.
The subject of your third question is U.S. government. Do you trust your wife?
I'll trust myself.
Is there a law that requires all justices of the Supreme Court to be lawyers?
No, there isn't.
That is right. It is not necessary, but most justices have legal training.
Edgar, Mr. and Mrs. Beam have won $300, and they may now risk all of it, none of it, or part of it on our board question.
Now, do you wish to select a category?
I'll try the $300 question.
And do you trust yourself or do you trust your wife?
I'll trust myself.
Science. What type of internal combustion motor is made to burn heavy oils?
Diesel.
Diesel is correct.
And the Beams have a grand total of $600. And now it's time for our trust fund question. We will place in trust with the world's largest bank, the Bank of America in California, a trust fund which will pay tonight's winning couple $100 every week for an entire year. Last week, our helicopter policeman Robert Van Aken and his wife Carolyn won $100 a week for a first year by defeating our 14-time winners Dorothy and Steve Rowland. And here are the Van Akens now, ready to try for $100 a week for a second year.
Carolyn and Bob, welcome back. And tell me, Bob, since winning this money last week, how does the world look to you from your helicopter?
Well, even that mess on the freeway looks a lot happier to me now.
Yeah. Well, the traffic snarls have stopped snarling for a while then. Carolyn, have you thought of how to spend this money?
Well, truthfully, Mr. Bergen, like everyone with small children, we don't know how not to spend it.
Yeah. Well, that was something to celebrate. And did you celebrate your winning of the money?
Well, we just sat and looked at each other, and he'd laugh and I'd cry.
No, kidding aside, before we came on the program last week, why, we had problems up to here, but whole house payments, and the old car was about ready to throw in the towel. Doctor bills and so forth, and then all of a sudden, overnight, why, my troubles all disappeared.
Well, now, let's find out right now what kind of mixed emotions you will have tonight. Ed Reimers, who are tonight's winners to compete with the Van Akens?
Edgar, to compete with the Van Akens, tonight's winning couple with $600, Hal and May Beam. The subject for tonight's trust fund question is the Civil War. And here's that question, Edgar.
Well, gentlemen, you've heard the category. There's a lot of money at stake. Now, do you trust yourself or do you trust your wife? I hope you make the right choice. Bob Van Aken, do you trust yourself or do you trust your wife?
I'll trust myself.
All right. And Hal Beam, do you trust yourself or do you trust your wife?
I trust myself.
Very well. Will you go to the board, please? You will have 20 seconds to answer this question. It's worth $100 a week for a year, and the winner can come back and perhaps make enough to retire for life. This may be the most important answer you will ever have to give. You have 20 seconds, so think clearly and write fast. Get your pen ready. Here is the question. On the board is a list of 10 famous Civil War generals. On which side did they fight? When I say go, you'll have 20 seconds to write down N for North and S for South. Remember, N if he was a Northern general and S if he was a Southern general. Ready? Go.
Here's our correct answer. Burnside North, Jackson South, Lee South, Custer North, Buckner South, McClellan North, Longstreet South, Grant North, Kearney North, Hampton South. The Van Akens have 7 correct, and the Beams have 10 correct. The Beams are our trust fund winners with $100 a week every week for an entire year.
Congratulations, you've done a fine job. And of course you will come back next week to try for $100 a week for 2 years, won't you?
If I live that long.
Well, I know you will. Well, we'll see you next week then. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us tonight. Remember, we have a date next week at the same time to find out whether tonight's Trust Fund champions, Hal and May Beam, will win $100 a week for a second year, or will there be a new champion on Do You Trust Your Wife?
Next week, Do You Trust Your Wife will be brought to you by L&M. Get full, exciting flavor through the pure white miracle tip. Live modern. Smoke L&M. And now it's time to say goodnight to Charlie McCarthy.
Good night.
Mortimer Snerd.
Oh, me too.
And Edgar Bergen.
See you next week, folks.
Do You Trust Your Wife? Brought to you by the Frigidaire division of General Motors and the Frigidaire dealers in your community.